welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Now for today's video, let me start off by describing it in 2 words. Hot take. Basically, I'm going to be doing an anti-haul video today, and if you've never heard of that term, let me break it down for you. Anti-haul means nothing but looking at certain products and giving you self-valid reasons for why you shouldn't be buying those products. Now I feel like anti-haul videos are super important, especially right now when there's an overwhelming amount of launches happening left, right and center, and of course the amazing amount of recommendations we have online, including mine. Anti-haul videos just bring you back down to earth, back down to reality, and they tell you whatever you see online is not necessarily something you need in your vanity. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. Now of course I do not let budget and my personal likings come in between, because I feel like both of these things are subjective. So I'm going to keep that aside and give you valid reasons as to why you shouldn't be getting the products that I'm going to be mentioning in today's videos, and I have valid reasons. Okay, I'm going to talk you through everything. So without any further ado, if you want to see my anti-haul list, and I do have other anti-haul videos as well, I have a full playlist, so I will leave links for you guys. But if you want to know my anti-haul, then please keep on watching. Now if you've been following me for a while, I think you would know my stance on products that are marketed as more natural, chemical free, preservative free. I am not game for that. I feel like the amount of greenwashing certain brands are doing these days is just insane, and one pioneer in that has to be Nat Habit. Now back in the day, I did buy all Nat Habit products, I reviewed them and I've given them multiple chances, but we just do not see eye to eye. They are a preservative free brand, and that also gives more scope for bacterial growth, which will do more harm than good for you in the longer run. So I tend to stay away from certain products. But even if we keep that fact aside, if we take into consideration the fact that you like natural skincare, you like fresh skincare, you like preservative free skincare, I feel like there still are certain products that they have which no one needs, and one of them has to be their underarm Upton. Basically it's an underarm mask, and while there's nothing inherently wrong with having an underarm mask, I feel like what they claim to do with this mask is something that's not gonna happen. They have different variants in it. They have a lemon variant, they have a yogurt variant, they have a raw milk variant, I believe, and all of them claim to give you whiter, brighter underarms and will make sure that you do not smell bad. Now let's start off with the first claim. I feel there's nothing wrong with having darker underarms. Your underarms is the sensitive part of your skin, and sensitive skin parts tend to get pigmented easier than other parts, so there's nothing wrong in that. But I get that a lot of people are insecure about it, and you might want to work around it. Masks like these won't work because you're gonna apply them once a week or maybe once a month and then forget. You have to either apply them every day, which can be very abrasive for the skin, because again, keep into consideration the fact that they are using like raw lemon peels, raw orange peels and all of that, which is not the best for your skin. So we're gonna talk about that. Secondly, they say that it's gonna keep bad odor at bay. I don't know how they're supposed to do that with a mask, because sweat glands are inside your skin and a mask will stay topically and get removed topically, and once that is done, and if you sweat after that and that sweat mixes with air and the bacteria on the skin and the air, the math ain't mathing for me. Let me know if I'm not able to math it out properly, because in my brain this won't work at all. If you want something that would exfoliate your underarm skin safely, make sure that you get lesser pigmentation over there and do not smell bad, you have deo roll-ons in the market that are AHA based and that will make sure that your skin is exfoliated and all of that. So I feel you can go in that direction. Chemist at Play does a great one. Then I feel Earth Rhythm has a really beautiful one that doesn't even sting when you shave your underarms. Then even Plum Body Loving has a great one. So you can go all of those routes rather than going for an underarm mask route, which firstly is going to be a hassle. I've tried underarm mask from Dot & Key, and just waiting for something to dry while you are like in a stress position is just not it. Alrighty, next up on my list is a sunscreen, and this one is from a brand called as Glamveda. Now not only does the sunscreen have vitamin C and E, which is a very popular combination going on right now, it also has glutathione in there. Now I've talked about glutathione at length and why I do not support it, so I'm not going to bore you with that information, but I feel like the only 2 ingredients you truly need in a sunscreen is SPF and PA protection. Everything else is just added benefits. Now while it was still fine till C and E, I feel like adding more ingredients is getting crazier day by day, because imagine the amount of times you're reapplying your sunscreen, you're also reapplying all of these ingredients, and if it's an exfoliant, you're exfoliating your skin multiple times in a day. It is going to make your skin more sensitive, and glutathione again is just something I do not support. I do not support the use of that in skincare. It is a skin lightening ingredient. It will make your skin sensitive no matter what you do. So I feel like you should stay away from anything that has glutathione anyway, but especially something that has so many other ingredients as well. C, E, D, sab dal do ek hi mein. That's not how it works, guys. Keep it simple. Silly is there for a reason. So I feel like sunscreens like this, which have like 10,000 other ingredients, is something you should stay away from anyway. Let's move on to makeup now, because that's going to be the major chunk of this video. The first product I want to talk about is this Primer Plus foundation from Colors Queen. That packaging just screams inconvenient to me. There are 2 pumps in one packaging, and no matter how you squirt it out, you are going to mess up sometime or the other, and it's just inconvenient because with pump packagings, you're always like taking them horizontally. It's just no, it's a no from my side. But what is even that shade range? The shade range is so bad, and all of the shades look slightly gray to me. I don't know if it's my eye, my screen, but all of the shades were looking gray, and I was like, wow, what's happening? Especially because when you're a brand that's picking up formulations from China from cheap and just slapping your name on it, that's the least you can do, is get a good shade range out. Even more affordable indie brands that do not have that amount of budget are getting good amount of shades, so that's the bare minimum you can do. And Rene makes a comeback in this video as well. I feel like for the past few anti-haul videos, Rene has been a constant, and they do not stop with the gimmicky products, do they? They now have a marble lipstick as well. I think I remember talking about their marble lip glosses in a couple of videos of mine, but they now have a marble lipstick as well. I feel like they will overtake Italy Ka Mines with their Italian marble, with the marble collection that they have, because that's the amount of marble products they're bringing out. I do not get the logic of this lipstick. What is this lipstick gonna do? How is it going to be like anything unique other than just looking unique like that? It is similar to those glitter lipsticks that just have a glitter layer on top and nothing inside. So I really do not understand the concept of this marble lipstick. I do not even think I need to tell you why you shouldn't pick up, because I feel like all of us have that much of brain. It's just a cash grab, a gimmicky product, something that would look aesthetic. I'm so done with that word. It's so overused. Everything is for aesthetics these days. Nothing is for practicality or usage bit. So I am done with that word and with products that just look aesthetic and don't do anything for you. Now, my previous experience with Love Child by Masaba has not impacted the inclusion of this brush in my video. First of all, what is that shape? I know back in the day when makeup was just booming, I would say 2016-17 was the era, everyone was coming out with weird brushes. We had silicone sponges, we had toothbrush brushes and whatnot. So back in the day, I would understand coming out with a foundation brush like this. But in today's day and age, doing something like this is a little gimmicky and cash grabby, because it's just not something that's practical or ergonomic as well. It's not the most comfortable to use, and it's definitely not something that would blend your foundation flawlessly. I have used products like this. I am talking from experience. A buffer brush is the best thing to do for your foundation. So stay away from something like this. You can invest your money in a good brush that's still under 1,000 rupees. You will get flawless finish every single time. Brushes like these are just so hard to work with. They look beautiful, again, they look aesthetic, and they have like a sliding thing as well. This Masaba brush, like it completely becomes a circle and whatnot, but they're just not the best for the purpose that they're meant for, you know. Makeup Revolution and collaborations that make absolutely no sense is one such love story that I absolutely cannot stand. Honestly, Makeup Revolution has been doing some of the most underwhelming collabs. They tend to just stick on to people, brands and intellectual properties that are hot selling, and then just slap their name on something that makes absolutely no sense. And one such collaboration has to be their coffee cream palette. First of all, the shape of the palette is in the shape of a coffee mug. So bulky, so unnecessary, but even if you think about it being a collector's item and keep the packaging aside, the colors inside are just so underwhelming. It's basically a lip and cheek cream palette, and they have the most basic ass shades in there. And I get it, sometimes you just need basic colors and people use basic colors on a daily basis, but this is not going to be like a daily friendly palette as well, because if you're dipping into it daily, it will become dirty. It can't be cleaned properly. It's very unnecessary, very bulky. I feel like this could have been reduced down even if they wanted to maintain the coffee cup shape, because there's just too much unutilized space as well in the packaging. And I know I'm scrutinizing the packaging a lot, but that's what they're focusing on more as well. I feel like the only time Makeup Revolution does amazing is when they're duping some product, because they definitely have the budgets to create good formulations and sell it for cheaper. and duping is their strongest suit, so they should stick to that more, or maybe just create good products without having to slap someone's name on top of it. We have more makeup revolution in the house. Of course we do. Makeup revolution always comes through for these anti-haul videos. Now they have grabbed onto Pride theme and they have a Pride highlighter, Love highlighter. It's a baked highlighter in the shape of a heart, which they did copy from Too Faced, which is a great formulation, but this one is in a rainbow colored thing, and I have rainbow highlighters previously as well, and those are pastel shades, so they're still usable, but these are bright shades, like bright eyeshadow shades. Of course you can use this as an eyeshadow, but that's why this is in my anti-haul video. They would have just done an eyeshadow palette if they wanted to do something for Pride. A lot of brands do Pride products only for cash grab. I'm sorry to say that, but this is just a marketing thing that they have to do. A lot of them don't really even support Pride and queer people in the way that they should be supported, so I'm a little sad about that. But this is just not usable. Who's putting ice blue highlighter or like navy blue highlighter on their face? No one. If you're gonna be getting this, you will be using these as eyeshadow, so might as well just make an eyeshadow palette. I don't get the point of creating a highlighter for Pride and then making something that's not really usable. I'm sure not even drag queens are using navy blue highlighter on their face. The next two products are both eyeshadow palettes from Be Perfect. Now Be Perfect eyeshadow palettes are going really viral for their quality, but then they decide to come out with these two eyeshadow palettes. Both of them are neutral and both of them are a little unnecessary. One of it is called Ultimates and the other one is called Muted. Now they have this unnecessarily humongous amount of neutral eyeshadows in there that's gonna end up looking same on the eyes. Now I'm not saying that a beige will look same as brown, but you don't need to have 15 browns in one eyeshadow palette. It is going to look very, very similar. And again, not 15 shades of different shades of brown, but 15 shades of just brown. One has a little bit red, one has a little less red. That's going to end up looking same on the eyes once it's blended out. I do not get why you need such huge palettes with so many neutral colors that are so similar, so close to one another. I think this could have been condensed down to like a 10, 12 or maybe even a 15 pan palette, and that would have been honestly enough. Now this last product will give you slight deja vu if you watched my previous anti-haul, and you're going to be thinking Shreya has talked about that product, and you would be right. I have, but under a different brand. So we have the return of the Heart Sponge. I talked about the Makeup Revolution Heart Sponge last time, and now Insight has it. So Insight is duping a brand that dupes other brands. Trippy. It is pretty trippy, but the baseline is that you do not need a heart-shaped sponge in your vanity. It's not even user-friendly because you're going to end up using just one end of the sponge. The other two butt ends are not something you're going to use on your face because it's going to leave patches in between. It's a very cash grabby aesthetic piece. By now you get the flow of this video. We are talking about products that are just aesthetic and not practical, more cash grabby, more gimmicky. That's the constant theme of my anti-haul videos because I feel like these are products that we all can steer clear from. We don't need them in my life, but that's going to be a nice way to just subtly move into the outro for this video as well, because we are done talking about products that have enraged me, that have just forced me to make an anti-haul video almost. But that's going to be everything that I have for you guys in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found this video helpful. Do let me know your anti-haul list as well, because I would love to know your preferences. What is it that you're looking for products for not to buy them? That is something I really want to know. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys again enjoyed this, found this helpful. Please comment and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'll see you guys next time. Till then, take care. I love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.